There we go. Cool. Alright. What's going on, second? What's going on, Loki? FNIS is for you. Let me just pull up ye old MO2. I think I have it. Let me just double check because I've been working on this. This has gotten fairly exhaustive. Ooh. Did that shut that off? Hold on a second. Give me 1 sec here. Oh, apparently when I get a text message and like an actual text, it closes YouTube. That's awesome. On my phone. Let's see. So I got through a lot. I'm running 375 active mods. This is before patches and all that other fancy fun stuff. So for this play, I am not running TPOS 2. I'm waiting for Solitude before I do that. Also, for whatever reason, the Realistic Waters 2 patch, I don't believe has been updated for TPOS 2. I believe the patch needs to be updated. First and foremost, let me just try this here. Give me a sec here, guys. Alright, so we'll just open a normal link and then I'll go to his page here. Should be the second one down. Yep, there we go. Alright, so this is updated the 5th of January, and if you look at the files, under file contents here, you'll see the full version. So if you see this in your plugins, depending on what you choose, if you're looking at a foam mod, and you have a couple options, they'll tell you, like, so for with TPOS2 partial, the partial version literally just says the people of Skyrim, ESP. Right, this is what you'll see in your plugins pad, but this is for the partial only. The full version says complete 02 RTCWG. This is the full version. And then, you know, if you are running Open Cities, I don't recommend it. I never liked the Open Cities mod. It was always buggy. You can make it work, but even the plays that I've seen online, Open Cities is just, but the game's not meant to run it like that, regardless of how well you mod it. And you know, it's an Earthborn mod, so I'm not judging the mod quality. I'm judging the game engine's limitation and the fact that I'm not really sure that mod's been updated all too often, and not too many people I know even play with it. So why Nesbit still has an Open Cities version in here, I have no idea. I think he should take it out. That's just my opinion, but it's in there. So, but you'll have to be careful with this because this complete 02 is identical to this one, aside from 1/10 of a megabyte. And then if you're looking at the patches here, you could basically tell what each is. Autumn of Whiterun, build your noble house for cutting room floor, Elysium Estate, hunting in Skyrim, iCow, there's JK's Lanterns of Skyrim. This one is for the original, not for Lanterns of Skyrim 2. Okay, so just be aware of that. This patch will not work with the second and better version of Lanterns of Skyrim. So Legacy of the Dragonborn Markarth Heights patch. This is for the Heights if you have Legacy installed. If you don't have it installed, the foam mod won't recognize it. Man, those borders. I've always disliked this mod. It's buggy too, and I know console users have reported tons of issues with it crashing upon trying to, you know, go through the borders. Same with No Snow Under the Roof, but this one's a little more stable. This is actually a pretty good mod all by itself. OCS, Obscures College, which I don't think is a patch anymore, unless I'm reading this wrong. Some of these I don't recognize, so some of these may have been added. I'm sure they tell you in the foam mod what they are. you'll notice there is no ELFX patch that's been taken out. What was the other one? Hey, Mr. B. What's up, Mel? So yeah, those are the ones. So that's the reason why. But you could see he's got the image for ELFX. It's still in the images folder, but there is no ELFX patch anymore. Nesbitt states to just place ELFX below TPOS2. I have not tested it. However, several have, and several have reported the same flicker uh, as if you were, uh, normally running it just without the patch in general. So I think the patch is still needed. I have not heard from Nesbitt today, and very little yesterday, aside, well, from being in a Couch Warriors stream. Um, so we'll have to see if he's going to even patch that. Last night we'd had a regular conversation. He said he was not doing any more patches. That was it. He's going to concentrate on Solitude, the quest, and other small town slash city overhauls. So, from the mouth of the man himself, no more patches. I feel that ELFX patch is definitely needed. So when Solitude comes and I want to, do my TPO, because my TPOS2 load order is basically going to be identical to this, minus JKs, minus Dawn of Skyrim. And I think these are just textures right here. So yeah, these are the two big ones I have for this. And then obviously all of the rest of his mods. I'll go to a different profile, copy it over, and then this will be identical. I'll rename it something other than Sword Singer. It'll be completely different. And then I'll just deactivate the mods that I'm not using. So for this play, I'm going to be using JKs and Dawn of Skyrim together with the consistency patch. This is a fantastic combination for those of you that have not tried it. I love it. Um, it's very lightweight, but it does a lot for the cities themselves. Now you won't have the exterior edits, the spawns, the traps and triggers, things like that with TPOS. But considering everything else I'm running, and I'm not even finished yet. Shops and home. I mean, you can see all the stuff that I've added here. Interesting NPCs got thrown back in just because I'm not running TPOS for this character. What is this overwriting? The paint, really? Okay, cool. So it's overwriting some legacy stuff. That's cool. That's alright. Just paintings. So now I'll get to use the interesting NPCs. And this one I had to clean. So this is a clean version of it. And then you see all my weapons and armors. I've added a lot. This category is exhaustive. The clean version of immersive armors right here. This is the updated version. I believe Tim already did a clean version, which is pinned in Discord for anybody to use. But what we're going to do, well, you can see everything else too. Lore weapons expand. This is the big one. T Skyrim True Weapons. This is the big weapon pack. Um, and then for this particular character, I needed Jace's swords because there are some, you can see it's an ESM file. jswordsd.esm. This one is needed for some of the stuff running with CBBE, some of the armors, and some of the weapons for all good. And then, like I said, I was playing around with body slide a little bit. I know, I think Wind was asking about this the other day. We'll get to body slide later. I do have FNIS. It's right here. Okay. Let me see if I have it. You can see all the stuff that I have. Jeez, I loaded this up for bear. I also changed my weather and lighting. I went back to Obsidian because I love it. I went back to Obsidian. I took out John's Granite Mountains and I'm running Rum-Induced Mountains Medium. So this is an LE mod. It's literally textures. You can run this safely on, this is Wine Dave by the way. You can run this on SE. It's perfectly fine. You have a couple options. I highly recommend you guys check out Wine Dave. He is part of Gamer Poets Discord. Rooster and I believe Wind and several others are also a part of that. Dave is a very, very talented creator. So I'm using his landscape. I'm not using his snow, but I'm using his shores and I'm using these mountain textures. So I'm using the 4K medium file, which is almost 54 megabytes. And when you check the file contents here, uh, this is it. Okay, so just have this overwrite anything else in other landscape. Fantastic mod. Dave is, and you can see it's a recent mod. Um, I believe there's just the one. Yeah, he just has the one where it's literally just textures. And they're amazing. They look really nice. I decided to take John's out to try this, not because I didn't like it. I've used John's Mountains before. Um, is it not showing me screenshots here? It's for whatever reason it's not showing me screenshots. See, I hate when you go to this. Yeah, it's because I'm on Edge. Edge. Uh, just delete Edge if you can. Edge is useless. Get Chrome. Get Firefox. Something else beside Edge is, or was this Explorer? Explorer Edge? I forget what it's called. It's garbage. Yeah, I went back to Obsidian. Um, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I use a lot of Rallies mods now. Um, Witcher Decor in high def. Loki, you'll appreciate this one. So these are the sconces for like the braziers that you see all throughout, right? Yeah, and of course it won't load the freaking images because Edge is garbage. Let's see. You guys only need those if you're running like so many mods that you're coming up on your plugin limit for the bash patch. That's what that's for. Like, Skyrim has well, it's got a 255 ESP limit. So you'll notice that my ESPs, if I hover over this, it's not 174, it's 140. So I really have 140 ESPs. I have a total of 174 plugins, but 18 ESLs, 16 masters, and then combined ESMs and ESPs was to say 156. So yeah, so that's if you're coming up on that limit, but most of you won't even need to do that unless you plan on running 8, 9, 900, 1,000 plus mods, and you need the ESP space. That's like when I try to do the character merge and stuff like that. It's just to save some ESPs, but that's really what it is. And I highly doubt anybody else besides maybe Tim and Rooster and a couple others run more mods than I do. I know Mr. B runs a lot, um, but it's not something that most people are really going to need. You can really get away with making ESLs and making sure that the mod, well, you're able to do it with the mod you want to do it with. So, for example, with Nesbit's TPOS2 comes with uh, plugins for that, which I obviously don't have here, but so you could see, I'll give you an example here. Amulets show on everything, and where is this mod? Forgotten read text. Down here. Okay. So Quirk, Quinn's Amulet, Ultimate Amulet Restoration Kit. So when you download and install this mod, it gives you the option if you want to take these as normal ESP files or as all ESLs. Well, I took the ESLs because that frees me up of 1, 2, 3, 4, and was it 5? 5. But they all say ESP, but you'll notice they go in order. So 167 through 171, and then my 99 priorities here, it skips it, and then it goes right to 9A, 9B. So that is what it is. Yeah, let's do FNIS, right? Um, Loki, you're still lurking around somewhere? Because this one's for you. FNIS is pretty easy. um, you'll go to Fors, F-O-R, just type in F-O-R-E-S. Fors New Idols in Skyrim SE. Or if you're going by like, the Nordic guide, it will be down in animations, weapons and armor. Followers is pretty close here. Lighting and extras. Alright, so animations section. And I believe Yasht and Northern are the same. Um, so you're going to want to download Fors, but go to the page. Make sure you check the requirements tab. Okay, does not have any known dependencies. You're going to need a couple other things besides Fors. Go back to your Nordic guide or Yasht or whatever. Now, you're definitely going to want FNIS itself. Okay, I'll show you what to download. I also recommend player exclusive animations, PCEA2. I always run these two in tandem. When you go here, open the requirements tab. Now, this requires SkyUI, requires SKSE, and it requires FNIS itself. So, I have FNIS installed. Right down here. I also have XP32. You're going to need XPM SE. We'll get to that too. So I have Fors. On the main file, you're going to want the main file, FNIS Behavior SE 7, version 7.5.1. Download this. Okay. Then, if you want, you could take FNIS Spells SE 7.0. You don't really need to, but you can if you want to. It's an option. You're not going to merge them. It's going to be its own separate mod. And that's all you're going to need you really only need this main file, 751. Okay. With PCEA2, there is one file to download, and you're going to do it. Version 7.2. So I don't have this. Just make sure you have the requirements. Hit download. Failed to request from host authentic. Oh, because of the restart. You son of a bitch. I'm going to manually download it. Apparently I have to do the Microsoft update or whatever it is, the Windows update. And I didn't do it yet. So it's going to be a manual download. Just ignore me. Let's install it. Right to my desktop. PCEA2. Manual. Make sure you set your data directory. Right there, you can see everything. Meshes, script source, and the ESP. Okay. In the order they're going to go, in both your left and right panes. Fors New Idols Skyrim, FNIS PCEA2, XP32. And I have to actually move this up above. And I have to move XPM SE below there. Now you can see I have other stuff down here. What I'm going to do here is move these three under alt start because they don't have any bearing on alternate start. So, what else do we need to do with FNIS? Just Fors New Idols in Skyrim. Okay. Go to, or is it data? I don't know why mine is like this now. Is it archives? Shouldn't be. Let me take a look here. I have to remind myself how I did this before. Textures more hidden. Let me just refresh this quick. It might not be. I might be talking crazy talk here. Alright. FNIS itself, if you go to its binary is going to be in your tools. Users, that's me, app data local, goes the headset. Skyrim mods, then force new idle Skyrim, tools, generate FNIS for users. Generate FNIS for users.exe. So what does that mean? Okay. That we're going to find out right now. So it's for me, it's on my C drive. Users, then mine, then app data, local, where is it? Mod organizer, Skyrim Special Edition, mods, force new idols for Skyrim SE or FNIS SE. Open that up. Okay. Tools. I'll go back and I'll do that one more time. Mods. Open up Forest New Idols in Skyrim. Open up the Tools folder. Okay. Then this Generate FNIS for Users folder. Okay. Open that up. Then it's going to be the only one with the red icon, or it should be. The Generate FNIS for Users.exe. We have to add this to the executable tab. And you do that just how you do every other binary. Direct it there. From this binary window here, you're gonna where that generate FNIS for users exe is. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I have to send a message here. Hold on 1 second. All right, back. Sorry. That is about the new job. Kind of pumped about that. No more of this slaving away for peanuts. Yeah, so the order is going to be FNIS, PCEA2, XP32. It's pretty easy. Then just, just what you're going to do is you're going to, where it says executables in MO2, you're going to add a new executable, name it FNIS, set your binary to this generate FNIS for users exe, which should be in your mod folder. But if you need to go back, that's where it's at. It's at, let me see, I should have it still here. I do not. Users, myself, app data, local, mod organizer, Skyrim SE, mods, then forest new idols in Skyrim SE, FNIS. You're going to want to navigate to your tools folder because there's the ESP itself. So tools, generate FNIS for users, and there it is right there. Generate FNIS for users exe. I'll minimize this so I don't have to keep going back in there. Once you have that installed, I like to use the applications icon, which is this nice little black F surrounded by a red, well, it's almost a square. Save it, hit apply, hit OK. Okay, I'm gonna hit cancel because I already have it. Okay. Then we're gonna run it. Once you have for PCA, where is that one? What do you mean? Hey Gina. Yeah, all geared up is separate. All geared up, I load lower than FNIS. This character will be using all geared up. All geared up is a fantastic mod. And I even have to go back and I have to rewatch the tutorial for all geared up because it's a short video. I think it's like 5 minutes, but I have to watch the steps just because it's not, because I've only done it twice. I've only used the mod twice. And so I've only run the program twice. No, the other two you just add like normal mods, Loki. PCA2 is just a normal mod. Just install it like normal. Fit 4's new idols is the one that has the executable. The other two, don't worry about them. So PCEA2 will go right under FNIS, and then XP32 right under that. The skeleton uh, and like the realistic ragdolls and all that has to be at the bottom under these two, under animate. Anytime you run anything that has anything with animations or a combat mod that states it has animations, you're going to have to rerun this program FNIS itself. Okay, so we're going to run it. This is going to be just a basic, shit run for me because I'm going to delete it because I'm still not done with my load. I still have my child overhauls, my animals and creatures, effects and textures, lesser game change. I have a couple I put in there, but I don't have them activated. Load order sensitive mods, just a couple, but I have more. And then I didn't even get to my lighting, general patches, my merges, and I didn't do my LODs. And then mods that belong at the bottom, which I don't believe I'm going to have any. So that's it. So PCA, no, above XP32 at the very bottom. Just like what you're seeing on my screen right now, that's how you want it set up. I don't take the spells because you don't need them. If you want to take the spells because there's a certain animation that you know is in there, then take it. I don't because I don't need it. So I only run these three. Just like what you see, this category 40 animation, FNIS up top, PCEA in the middle, XP right at the bottom. Same thing in the right pane, you want to make sure they're identical. FNIS right there, PCEA in the middle, XP32 at the bottom. Then, when you are done with that, Mel, you need to get your eyes checked, hon. Get a bigger TV. 50 inches is not big enough. Pretty idols, at 360 would go under 4s, under FNIS itself, above PCEA2. So in between these two. And anything else in the Nordic guide, just like if you're following along with from Nordic, animation 4s would be up top because that's the main, you need that to run it, right? That's the main one. Okay. Okay. So the other general ones, no spinning death animations, lowered hands, expressive facial animations for female and male. Finally, first person magic. I don't like this one, but you guys can use it if you want to. It's that first person magic. I find myself rarely in first person anymore. Uh, for whatever reason on PC it's a lot easier to be in third. Like I'm actually better at archery now in third person than I am in first person for whatever reason. I couldn't do that on console if I wanted to. I'd always have to go into first person. Oh yeah. Yeah, reading is your friend. I mean, it states it. Like everything on this list, anything on Yash, anything on Lexi, anything on what is it? Uh, Northern, the Tuco guide, the old step guide, they all go in order. So, however you see it here, that's how it goes. Don't try and move it. I can't stress that. That's why one of the biggest uh, perpetuants of errors is deviation from what they have. But unless you know better, like unless you know that a certain mod definitely does not go where they state, or it changes or alters something if placed in a different spot, and that's the effect you want, then yeah, do it. As long as it's not going to conflict or crash your game. If you don't know that, don't do it. That's also how, the sort button kind of screws this whole thing up. Especially for me. I would not let this thing sort 376, which will probably wind up being 475 mods when I'm done. No way in hell. That's a lot of time that I've done manually to make sure everything's in place. All the ESLs were done by hand. No way in hell I'm letting that sort button do anything for me. I don't trust it. I trust loot to find patches I don't need, or I do need. Uh, but again, I won't let it sort for me. I do it myself. Just like how we used to do on console, right, Mel? Sort everything yourself. Yeah, it doesn't. You could have as many as you want. It's like I said, I only have three because that's all I need. You could have it. You could have, 50 animation mods. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could have it. It's gonna work to a point, I guess, but you're gonna have mods conflicting, definitely. I'm sure there are at least 50 animation mods out there, but you wouldn't want to have them all in one play. It's just ridiculous. I don't know anybody that would want to do that. Only get what you need. Only get what you know you're gonna want, and leave everything else out. I only know that I need FNIS, PCEA2, and you need XP32. It's pretty much non-optional. FNIS itself is optional. You don't need FNIS to have a good game. I like it. I like what it does, and other mods that I use require it. Specifically, my combat mods. They're not in the requirements tab, but it makes combat better if you have it. So I don't want that to come off like all preachy and lecturing and stuff like that, but that's kind of how I have to do it to get that point across. Um, I also like for me when I have to run CBP like the physics, I'm gonna have to rerun because the physics is gonna go above. See how it says update FNIS? You're gonna have to rerun FNIS when I put this in. Same thing with 360 walk and run. Same thing with FNIS sexy move. You're gonna have to update FNIS. Update FNIS. Uh, Ultimate combat doesn't require, but if you have it installed, you should update after installing this. Before you run the update, select the TK dodge. Well, that's only if you have TK dodge installed. But I have Ultimate Combat, but I have it up above with my combat mods. Pretty combat animation. You see, because between XP32 and the two FNIS mods, they basically cover everything. You already have mods within PCEA2. This combines 8 animation mods, not just 8 animations, 8 animation mods. That word right there, I know it's probably hard for everybody to see. That's not 8 animations, that's 8 animation mods, which you can assign to your character using the MCM menu. If you do not want to use other animations not included in this mod, you can and should add them to one of PCA2's 10 subfolders provided for this purpose rather than install them separately. More info on the mod page. Don't worry about the subfolders. You just need the mod itself. So, anyway, back to this. Now we're gonna run it. No, the idols are different. Idols are different style animation. FNIS doesn't give you idols. Idols you can add in, but you still have to rerun FNIS. Idols would be, let me see, where do they have them here? Walks, general, combat, idols. Sorry, yawning. Pretty female idols, lifelike idol anime. I'm sure there's more. I know on the northern guide, there's a few more. Um, it depends on what kind of idol you like. Technically, what's the mod called? Dovahkiin Relax is an idle mod because no matter how you make your character relax, they're at an idle. Like when they sit, that's an idle position. When they, I know, what Loki, you could attest this. Couchware has his characters uh, take a puff of a smoke or a blunt or whatever it is. That's an idle, right? Dovahkiin Relax, I think, is the name of it. I'm pretty sure. Let me just type it in. Or Dovahkiin Relaxes 2. I'm sorry. I'll pull the page up here. Dovahkiin Relaxes 2. Mod number 3899. This is an earlier mod, right? There's only one here. Just check the requirements. This mod does not have any known dependencies. That's why I say when you're doing this on PC, the very first thing you do before you go to the Files tab, before you read the description, check your requirements. Make sure that this does not require something you either don't have, don't want, or are uncomfortable using. Because you cannot add, like let's just say this mod required a mod that was only exclusive to Lover's Lab, for example, but you didn't want to run that mod, right? But you needed it, but you wanted this mod. Well, you can't run this mod without that mod. So I'm using this as an example, obviously, but then read your description, then go to the files. And even before the files, I would check the bugs because I see 4 of them here. And the last one was 2017, so I'm either assuming, well, this hasn't been updated since 2016, so either this bug hasn't been addressed or it's been updated. A lot goes into a lot more than, you know, console where it's just plug and play. There's no change logs here to see what was done. It's 1.7 is the version, but I don't have any way of seeing what was updated unless it was stated here, which is literally a wall of text and 2 videos at the end. Okay. Anyway. All right, so where would the idle go? Dova can relax. You could put it right in the middle there somewhere, right with the rest of your idols. And when you're checking your idols in Mod Organizer, see this little lightning bolt with the plus, or the plus and the minus, or just the minus? Hover over it, double click it, and it tells you what exactly is being overwritten and what's overwriting. So you'll know exactly which mod is the mod that's winning out, basically. Console, it's easy. Console, whatever's lower wins. Hands down. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Lowest mod wins. And then you work your way back up. It's a funny concept. It's kind of the same here on, you know, for a PC loadout. The masters are up top, right? Now, you would think they would load these in first, but it starts from the bottom and goes back up. These are master files. And then obviously your base game would technically be the very last one, even though you would think this would be the first one. It's weird how they structure it, but and it's just so that they get precedence over other ones. So like say for example, immersive jewelry right here in my right pane here, priority 160. Say there was another jewelry mod higher up in my loader, say like it where Serana is here. Say this was the jewelry mod. So immersive jewelry would win out, but there may be elements of X mod here, that's another jewelry mod where Serana is, that this mod down here doesn't touch. So you'll have the majority from here and anything that doesn't touch here. But if you want all of this to overwrite this, you would bring that and place it beneath it, so that you'll get all of this definitely and most of this. Okay. Can't use form 43. Has to be form 44. You can convert it. It's simple as saving it in the CK. Load the mod into the CK, pull it up, activate it, select yes, hit save, close MO2. That's literally how you switch forms. Yep, that's it. All right, so we're gonna run FNIS here. Let me sort of minimize this so I can see. Get rid of PCA2 over here. All right, so go down to the bottom here. So FNIS, you're gonna run. Actually, let me minimize this even more because there's gonna be another screen. And I apologize for doing this, but another screen is gonna pop up over here, and I kind of need you guys to see it. So we're gonna run it. It's going to say preparing. Sometimes it kicks you out the first time. You're going to see this little guy, this little screen here, okay? I can enlarge in this. Doesn't have an option for me to. All right. The first thing you're going to do when this pops up, you're going to tick these first top two boxes. The gender-specific animations, the skeleton arm fix. Box 1 and 2, okay? They should normally be the only two boxes you need. Most of the ones underneath it, you have no need for. Except, alright, aside from the one underneath it, the HKX file compatibility, but see FNIS description patches. I think I ticked that once, but I don't even think I needed it. I know you need the top two, and that's it. So that's all we're doing. Okay. So we're gonna hit that. Then what we're gonna do is this big box in the center, update FNIS behavior. We're gonna select that. It's gonna do its thing. You'll see it working here. You'll see it working down here in the bottom. It's flashing my screen. I can see it flashing here. It'll do the same thing for you. And it takes a little bit. So mine's already done. 721 animations for 3 mods successfully included, in parentheses character. Once you see this message here, that means it's done. You just need to check to make sure you have no errors. Okay? Hit the consistency check. 0 possible issues. That means you have no errors. You're good. Hit exit. It's going to bring up another pop-up window. It's going to be hard to see it. It says create a program shortcut to your desktop. You don't want that, so just select no on this. Okay. So FNIS is run. Now you have the message to your notification saying something is in your overwrite mod. Okay. So navigate to overwrite, and you'll see the meshes, the scripts, and the tools. There's generate FNIS for users. Right. Magic, so you can see default female, default male. Idle behavior, magic ready direction, magic behavior. There's a couple of them here. Close that out. Go to your scripts. FNIS version generated. Okay, go to your meshes. These are going to be the big ones, I think, here. Everything here. Animations. This is everything that PCEA2 adds. See all this? I don't know what all this stuff is. I just know that that's all it adds. That's a lot. Right? Alright. So, how you create the FNIS mod, the FNIS output mod. Close it out. Okay. In overwrite, just kind of hover over it. Right click, all mods. Or I'm sorry, go down here to create mod. And then you're going to have to name it FNIS output. Or FNIS data, however you like to name it. Just name it FNIS. Something different than these. Don't name it any of these. Just name it out. I name it output. Just do it like that. It's easier. Then hit OK. Right? And this would go under XP32. Select it. You won't have a plugin for it, but that's your created output mod, and you've just run FNIS. So. Alright, hold on. I'm going to go back to the chat to see what's going on here. What about the archery overhaul? What it's called AGO? You can create a blank mod mel. I do it like this because all that data gets thrown into your overwrite anyway. So that's how I've always been doing it, and I've never ever had an issue with it. I always create the mod after I run the program. Here, I'll do it again. I'll deselect this and I'll remove it, okay? Right? Let's see. Should be in data here too on MO2. If you go down to tools, there it is. Generate finished for users. Um, generate finished for users exe. This right here. So as long as you see this in your tools, this is in the data. Not too many people go into this. I go into this when I'm running my Skyproc, my patcher when I'm running Percus Maximus, because that's where this is located. Um, so this is in tools, generate finished for users, and this is the exe. It's also located there, but you have to direct the binary to where it's located in your mods folder. As long as it's got generate finished for users, generate finished for users.exe, that's the program you need. If you don't have that, it's not going to run. So I'm going to run it again for you guys real quick. Okay, I'm going to make sure I have both the screens up here for you. Okay. If you're unsure, load the arch. Which it's called HEOML. Let me check before I run it, just so I don't do this and then you're asking me about it later. Archery gameplay overhaul by Dservit. Let's see. Just requires SkyUI and SKSE. That's it. That is it. Optional animations for Belfast and Quivers. Does it need anything else? Recommended mods. Arrow and bolt tweaks, Belfast and Quivers, proper length arrows. Compatibility. The following mods are all compatible. XP32, FNIS. For mods with FNIS patches, example TK Dodge. Stall order doesn't matter for third-person behaviors. Download FNIS behavior, SE, and FNIS optional file. So you're going to need, if you want it to be compatible, you're going to need the optional file. Let me go here again just to see if it's there, because these will change all the time. Alright, let's go back to archery. What does it say here? Download FNIS Behavior 7.4.5 SE add-on AOG. There. 7.4.5. Well, you can see this is an old file. 7.4.5 is here. AOG. This one here. Archery gameplay overhaul. This is an old files here. This add-on includes the FNIS patch for archery gameplay overhaul, version 1.3.2 and above, which this one is 1.3.2. Okay, so that's where this is. This is in old files. It used to be in, I think it said miscellaneous. Let me just double check that again. It said optional, but there are no, it's not here in optional files. It's actually down below. So probably one of these, like I said, only needed for creature functionality, compatible with FNIS behaviors 7.0. This is VR. You don't need VR. Yeah, it looks like it would be in old files here, Mel. Um, version 1.3.2 plus archery gameplay overhaul, and for TK1 Ultimate Dragons. Add-on only adds stuff to the older add-ons too. It requires FNIS behaviors 7.4.5 installed or above. So I think you really only need the behavior. Yeah, and you only need that if you're like, I mean, if you're running TK Dodge, you could run TK Dodge with it. The way I would set it up if I'm going to run like TK Dodge or anything else is FNIS, PCEA2, the mod you want to run, or mods you want to run, XP32. Okay? That's how I would set it up. So it would look like that. If I wanted to add anything else, 4s and PCEA2 are still going to be my two top. And then I know it's hard to see here, but so anything else would be above XP32. You need XP32 to win out. That part is crucial. It's the same way on console. That's why XP32 needs to be at the bottom. On console, it's why it needs to be loaded lower in Mod Organizer. You want it to take effect. And we'll run it again just to show you. Let me go back to the minimize screen so you can see the other screen pop up. To add it to your executables, you would hit the plus sign, name it FNIS. You want it. Let me go back to the beginning here. So it's going to be in, for me, it's users, or C drive users, me, app data local, mod organizer, Skyrim SE, mods, FNIS, tools, generate FNIS for users, generate FNIS for users EXE. Okay. You don't need anything in started, you don't need anything in the arguments tab. These two you can leave blank. I do recommend using the applications icon because it looks pretty cool. Hit apply, hit OK. Okay. When you're ready to run it, pull it up in your executables tab, hit run. It's going to prepare. It's going to pull up this lovely little box. Tick the first two only, unless you know what you're doing. Most of these will say mod not available for SSE. D-Servant's archery gameplay overhaul is second to last, so Mel, pay attention to this one. It's all the way at the bottom. If you're using it, there it is. Okay. TK Dodge, Ultimate Combat, or the TK Dodge Ultimate Combat. I'm not sure if that's separate or if it's the same. I run Ultimate Combat fine with just the top two ticked. Ultimate Combat still appears and it still runs properly. Like I said, I only take the top two. So Mel, you may need to use this bottom one. I'm sorry, second to bottom. Archery Gameplay Overhaul SE. Alright, but make sure you definitely need these top two. When you're ready, hit Update FNIS Behavior. Let it run. Let it do its thing. It's going to say 721 animations generated from 3 mods when it's done running or something like that. Yep, 721 animations for 3 mods successfully included. Do your consistency check right there. 0 possible consistency issues. Exit out. Hit no, because you don't want this to put unless you want a shortcut on your desktop, but you can't use it for anything. So hit no. It's going to close the program. You're going to see this. You should never have a notification. When you're ready to play this game, there should never be a notification here at all. Just like there should never be anything in your overwrite. This means there's something that needs to be taken care of. When it says there's a notification here, there's a notification for a reason. Whether it's missing masters, files in your overwrite mod, etc. Okay? So it's obviously going to throw that up there when you run FNIS, when the FNIS program itself closes down. That's perfectly fine. It's going to say this. There's files in your overwrite mod. Just go to it. I always like to check to make sure everything's there by meshes, scripts, and tools. Okay. Then what I do, because I'm a little OCD, is I close it. Overwrite will highlight red for the lettering. So just, keep your cursor somewhere to the right of it. Right click, create mod, FNIS output. Select OK. Place it under XP32. You are done. The notification is gone. You want this to be grayed out and not selectable when you're ready to play the game. I can't stress that enough. Rooster and I were having a conversation about this too. When we see other users on YouTube playing, when they're doing mod organizer tutorials and they're like actually doing gameplays, but they're having issues, and you can see them going in, but they don't even bother to check what this is. They're just moving mods up and down, and they're not even bothered using to see what this is. You want this to not be selected. Like, I physically cannot select this icon because I have no errors. I'm gonna have missing patches because obviously I didn't do that. So if I run loot, you're gonna see warnings. You're gonna see one error, which is from immersive jewelry, or you should see two because I have missing things here because I'm not done yet. Yeah, see one error. I only have 7 warnings, 61 messages. Okay. So the one error, I know what this is from, and it's technically not an error. But anything here, you see I don't have Quins installed, so obviously these are all the patches. This is from the patch hub. I don't have a patch for the gray. Oh yeah, gray cowl. Yeah, I shouldn't have shown you guys that. I'm gonna be doing that. Okay. And then legacy. Obviously, legacy has its own patch. But this is gonna be from immersive jewelry, and I did try it with the patch for summer mist. Um, for whatever reason, the patch does not work. I always have this one error, but I don't have an error up here, and that's what you want. This stays, but it doesn't affect anything. It doesn't crash my game. It doesn't affect the jewelry. It doesn't affect the effects on the jewelry. It doesn't affect the level lists. It literally does nothing. And I've determined that through uh, tons of hair pulling out that I don't have because I was trying to find a way to get this to work. So that's the only thing I use loot for. It's the only thing it's good for. It's nice to have it built in. And you know, like I stress this all the time. Your right and your left panes should almost mirror each other. The only exception being the textures, because most texture mods do not have plugins. If I go to look at this Falkreath Match Color Fix, or the Frankly HD Stormcloak City Guards, it's not going to pull up anything over here. If I go to check the revamped quiver, I think this one does have it. Does it have it? No. No, it doesn't. Let's find one that does. Interesting NPC should have one, right? So watch my right pane. See that little purple? That's showing you where the mod's located. The mod you highlight, Solitude Frescoes, that's going to move on the right side up a little bit, right? If I go down to the bottom and I select 4s, watch it drop to the bottom. And it highlights it in purple. So that when you highlight it, that's how you know how to move it. So when you guys see me doing things like I want to place, say, something under Inigo, but this may be all the way at the top and I don't want to scroll. I'll just highlight Inigo here. I'll know that I have to bring whatever mod up or down here. And then you can see he's already highlighted for me, so I could either place it above or below. Makes it nice and easy. Oh, wait, when you updated it got rid of the separators, Mr. B? Yeah, the campfire papyrus thing drives me nuts too, Mel. You're supposed to, from what I was told, delete the papyrus util from campfire. Let me see if I could even. I think I did it, but I still get the error. Um, but I have papyrus util underneath it, so it's technically overwriting it. Let me see, where did I put it? All right, campfire is right here. So in my file tree in SKSE plugins, see this papyrus util DLL? This is hidden. From what I was told, you're supposed to delete it and you're supposed to add. Look over here. This papyrus util, the actual mod, is supposed to go in there. I don't know if it's supposed to merge with it. I keep it below. So even though I get this error, it's not going to crash my game. If there's another way to fix that, I think Tim was trying to explain this to me the other day. There's Tim. Tim's taking a break from Skyrim for a while. Tim's like, I don't. Shit. How far were you? Cause I updated it with this, but it didn't. It literally just updated the version 2.2.2.1. But my separators didn't. Cause I only had like maybe 3 categories worth of mods downloaded when I updated it. But my separators stayed. I had to recolor them again. They lost the color, but they didn't disappear. That's weird. I have no notifications now. No. The notification window's right here. The little triangle with the exclamation point. That's your notifications window. Or icon, I guess. Sonar's running Vortex. I don't think it warns them. Yeah, Jane, I will. Oh, okay. So you do have them. Okay, cool, Mr. B. So this is like I said, this is just going to be a really quick. I just wanted to show the FNIS for Ren, how to get FNIS output. You're going to want to keep this low. Um, I will either, as long as nothing in either from categories 38 through new mods, or like new mods meaning like created self mods at the bottom that need to be there. As long as there's nothing in there that has anything to do with animations, your output created mod is fine to keep right there because it does not have a plugin to move. XPM SE here is actually the XPM SE right above your output. So because that doesn't have a plugin, you're going to want to keep, but you're going to want to keep them in order. The only difference is that your master files they won't automatically populate to the top. You have to put them up there. But what you can do is say, I'll give you an example. Say alternates start right here in the right pane. I downloaded that and I saw that. But this, instead of being an ESP, it's an ESM. Well, it would have to go up top. So you don't actually have to click it and drag it like this and sit there and wait in the right pane for a blacked out master. You could literally click it, move it up one, and let go of the left button, and a master file will just zoom right up to the top. That's what I call flicking it up to the top. You guys have probably seen me do that with master files before, because it takes time to set, and you can't like sit here and use the scroll bar to do it because you can't do that. You'll literally have to hold it here in between and let it do it that way. Let me move alternate start back down. So that's a quick way to I just call it flicking it up to the top. Just something I do.
You want another Hawaiian punch? It's over by the TV, Kaylee. You hear me?
We haven't
Hawaiian punch
got
by the TV. You want another one?
haven't got an error. Should go into campfire. Press util and hide it if you run FNIS. Have you run the game? Because when you run the game, you're gonna get the little error popping up here. Like if I run my game now with campfire and papyrus util as they sit, I will get a little error up top here. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Right there. As long as Papyrus Util is below it and I have the one in Campfire hidden, it should be fine. Yeah, that's the benefit of the new updated version of MO2, Mr. B. It now auto detects Form 43 mods for you. Yeah, yep. I was one of the first things I noticed when I updated. I had an error. I forget which. Oh, it was for the Vindsvept music mod, and Tim was nice enough to clean that for me. Or I should say, yeah, like well, clean it, make it Form 44, etc. Um, yeah, it'll automatically immediately tell you if you have a Form 43 mod installed. You'll get that notification up top here, and you may scratch your head and you'll be like, "Wait, I didn't do anything. I didn't run the game. I didn't, blah blah blah." And when you go to check it, it says there are, mods still in Form 43, and they'll tell you which ones. So this new update is really nice, with the exception of uh, getting the errors down here. But I did a little bit of in-game testing. I don't know if I have any saves left over. No, I don't. Deleted them. But I did do some saves before I started finishing this off, and it was looking pretty good. Um, but like I said, I swapped my weather again. I can't run. Unfortunately, I can't run Autumn Skies with Sin Extreme EMB because it is way too dark, and I have to take into consideration people that are like you guys watching. You will not be able to see at nighttime at all. I don't care if you're watching on a PC or you're watching on your phone. Phones will be worse. Tablets would probably be not much better. And if you're watching on like a really nice PC monitor, you'll probably see what I see. But the quality probably won't be there because unless you go full screen, which means you're going to be closing the chat down, um, you still probably won't be able to see it. So I had to swap weather mods. What can affect your game, Mo? Yeah, I'd update. I absolutely would. It won't ruin your load order. No, everything stays the same. Like I said, when I updated, I had SKSE, I had my core mods, my UI stuff, and I had gotten to music. Or I was about to do music. I literally did, I think Lucidity I was about to install. So I did Immersive Sounds Compendium was the last mod when Tim told me to go over here, the little world icon. Mod organizer is up to date. Sorry, the second one here. Because I was thinking it was this one because I'm an idiot. um, but it updates for you. Just click on this and it updates for you. Yeah, everything is saved. And then I installed Lucidity. Lucidity was fine. I installed Vindswept, and then I did Dynalod and HD Lots. I was about to do the particle patch, and I noticed that I already had an error. I'm like, well, I didn't run the game, and I didn't have the error there before, so what's going on? So I checked it, and it said you have a mod that's in Form 43, which struck me as odd because until this last update, we would never get that notification. At least I never did. So yeah, now it will auto detect if it's still in Form 43. That's immensely useful. I think that'll mitigate a lot of errors, especially going forward. No, it shouldn't. No, Campfire will work fine. Papyrus util, just keep it below, and then hide the Papyrus util with inside Campfire. Yeah, very helpful. Very very helpful. It's gonna make it easier too. Mods from LE. I mean, aside from converting them over or saving them as Form 44, and then what am I trying to say here? Yeah, you'll be able to use a lot more, I think, on SE. Well, you technically could use almost any LE mod on SE as long as You save it in the creation kit. Complete alchemy is throwing in it. What's it throwing, Mel? You simply copy the update papyrus file and paste it. So, all right. So I'm curious about that because it gets rid of that message. All right. So I'm curious about that too. All right. So this papyrus util DLL. So you just made a copy of this, plugged it into the one in Campfire. That was it. And you just keep papyrus util itself as it is below Campfire, right? Yep. But it's not good. But I think what Mel was asking, it's not going to hurt if you go to Campfire, go to its file tree. This one here, hide this one so it says mo hidden, mod hidden, and then just keep papyrus util underneath it. You're still going to get the little error up here, but it's not gonna affect your game. Uh, I'd recommend grabbing it, Loki. It's I believe it's required by a bunch of other mods or a bunch of core mods. It's a small DLL plugin. It's a script, I think. Let me see. Yeah, scripts SKSE source scripts. Yeah, this is the main. Obviously, this is the plugin. This is the DLL that you want. Then any scripts above it, source. You can see what they are. All the PEX files. Expand them out a little bit. But I believe there's, at least in my list, I know there's probably 4 or 5 that require Papyrus Util. There might be less. I'm just one way or another, one way up or down. So enforces, yeah, yeah. Error code 11114 for CACO. Uh, you got me. I don't think I've got that one before. Let me see. I don't think there's anything. I don't think I did anything with complete alchemy. Let's go take a look. Yeah, there's 5 files here. Let's go here. Requirements for that, just SKSE. That's all you need. All right, so go to the files. Yeah, you're gonna want this first main, and then the update only includes the DLL files. So the first. Okay, you're gonna need the first 2, Mel. This one here, the main file, 2.0.1, and this update file, SKSE 2.0.17 DLL update. You're gonna have this mod merged to this one. Okay, that's probably what's giving you the error. Yeah, the mods, Gina, you're running Gina, what platform are you on? I'm curious. I don't think I've asked you this before, have I? Yeah, Loki, right? You're right. Yep. just like that. So on the game reinstall, my mods are still listed in my library, but not downloaded. You're on Xbox, right? I'm only asking because I know you stream on with Mixer. Okay. So did you do a reserve clear before you uninstalled it? Because you have to clear the reserve. Don't just like uninstall and reinstall the game. Clear the reserve. Yeah, what you're gonna have to do, uh, so don't run it. You're gonna need to do what they call a reserve clear, and then hard reset, and then go back in and re-download everything. The saved mods, like your stuff that's favorited, they should still be there. It's things that you favorite because they're separate. Let me show you that. I'll pull this up real quick. We'll pull up Bethesda Net. It's going to be similar to what you see on your Xbox. All right. You're going to go to the main page. You're going to pull up Skyrim Special Edition. It always opens a second page for me for whatever reason. Um, so you would go to your mods, and your library is what's going to pull up. Now you could see mods I have favorited. I have 83 favorited right now. These will stay here until you untick this little heart icon. Or I think this is the subscribe. I think they changed. It used to be a checkbox. Yeah, like this. Okay. So if you're subscribed to this, they'll show up. But if it's they'll stay there the whole time, right? This will never change, even if you do a reserve clear. And it's a nice way to keep your core mods there as like a reminder. Unless you're like me and you write them down, uh, pencil and paper. I still do that. I still do that with my Xbox. Even now, I write out my load order by hand. I do everything by hand, which is pencil and paper. Um, so that's what it's going to look like. Uh, you'll have your library mods. These will stay here too. Now you can see this is what I have in my library right now, but it's not in order. Obviously, if it's Bethesda is so great at this is everything. These are all of my mods, like my created mods that I've ported. Let's just make sure it's Xbox One only. Yeah, it's all the same thing. I don't think I have anything on PlayStation 4. Yeah, anything favorited will stay. So, but what you're gonna want to do, Gene, is you're gonna want to do a reserve clear. So you're gonna want to go to the Xbox main page. You're gonna navigate to the Skyrim game. I think you're gonna press the start button, and it should have an option to clear reserve. Don't clear your username because that will delete all your information and everything else. Just the reserve only, which will wipe out everything, but it'll keep your favorites on Bethesda Net because they're saved there until you untick them. What do I even have? What do I even have favorited? We'll see. It's been such a while since I've done testing. Improve Jackson's blink teleport. This is such a good one. Yeah, HD LOD textures. I was using tempered skins. What else was I using? KS manly cuts for men. Rose among wolves. KS hairdo. What else was I using? Let's see here. Oh, Charlie the Great Tabby Cat. I was using Charlie. What else here? This is such a terrible system. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible system. More. Yeah, I always run Clarelux. Yeah, it's not even a full load order. Like I said, it's more for like testing. I always run 150
Hey,
mods
Molly,
on
did you hear
Xbox,
me now
always. I never have less than
for the
that.
third time?
It's a rare occasion when I don't run the full 150. I think I was running Skyland all in one for this. I don't know if I still have it installed. Anyway, but that's how you do it. Did they update the CK recently? Let me see. I'll tell you in a second. Downloading Bethesda Net Updater. I don't know what that was. Maybe they did. We'll find out. Yeah, remember me. Jeez. Maybe they did. Greymore. All right, let's try opening the creation kit. We'll see what it tells me. Version 1.5.73. I do not believe so. Still on this version. Could be the newest CK64. Ah, might be. 64 fixes. Uh,
Well, what did I say? Go over there and pick up your food.
SSE creation kit fixes. Nukem. Oh, I believe this is what it was. 8th of January. Yeah, the SSE creation kit fixes was updated on the 8th of January, Mr. B.
I see that those Legos. I want them picked up.
Files. Um, this one here, yeah, the main one.
But and you're not going to get
Version
late.
2.6. So yeah, this here was updated. So hopefully, let's check the changelogs. Fix for the load order list in the data window. Reading plugins.txt text from the wrong path. Fixed incorrect pointer. Truncate. Wow, I can't read that. My glasses on. Truncation assertion while saving ESP files with certain conditions. Fix for the actor flags or actor behavior dialogues not showing in their column headers. Fix for the water not rendering correctly when using orthographic camera view. The log window has been moved to its own separate thread. Miscellaneous small changes, debug only. Okay. And then update to support version 1.5.73 of the creation kit. Default warning blacklist updated for current game files. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't understand half that page. I understand the other half. Probably needed. CK, anything that fixes things in the creation kit is definitely welcome. So, yeah. I mean, even when I go to load mine in, it loads in fine. I just want to check to see where was it. I was trying to update this before while I was at work. Cool. Just making sure TPOS2 is up and up. We were almost at 40,000 downloads for console with TPOS2. We're over 700,000 views and 217 ratings. I'm really hoping Nesbit gets those patches for ELFX. I believe he needs to come back. Just my opinion. So like I said, I'll talk when I see him. I'll talk to him and see what he's gonna do. Um, because we have patches for everything else. This Realistic Water 2 patch, if you're on console, don't use it. It's now obsolete. He took the patch off the main file with the new version, so this is not gonna work. Uh, yeah, that should be it. Close out my page. Close this page out. And Let me get rid of the generated FNIS file because I am not done yet. Move. So, I think that's gonna be it for now. I'm actually gonna go have dinner, get something to eat, and I have a little bit of work I have to do for that workers' compensation thing. Should only take me a couple minutes though. But what I plan on doing is I'm gonna come back after I have dinner, and I'll re-up the stream again. I'm not even gonna put it away. I'm literally just gonna close the stream out, and I'll start another one later because I don't know how long it's gonna be. And I don't want to, keep people waiting around. So, um, let me see here. So you keep crashing when you try. So Loki, you're not even able to get in to the game. Let me see. I still have your list. Hold on a second. Let me close the creation kit. I don't want the creation kit open. That's a resource hog. Drains everything down. Let me see. I think you put it up here. Where'd you put it? PC load order. All right. Let's take a look. Let's close this. Put your mod list here. Put your plugins list here, just like it would be on mod organizer. So SKSE64 engine fixes. Do you have the second part of engine fixes, Loki? Yeah, doing that's not going to make your game crash. It's got to be something else. Cause I've run it like that. All right. Cause run and FNIS won't crash your game. Is if you have the did you create the FNIS output mod, or you didn't just leave everything in the overwrite, right? my, my niece and her friend. I don't know if you could hear my niece and her friend in the background there. They're yelling at my brother because they want to have a sleepover tonight. It's the funniest thing. Because they're off school tomorrow. And I know my brother's going to cave and let them do it. So he made the output. Okay. Um, Alright, let's take a look at your plugins here. So, unofficial patch, campfire, legacy, SOS, spim, ESP, UI extension, race menu, RDO, Purist, TPOS2. You did change Markarth Origin and Nordic Life to be above TPOS2, right? Let's see here. Let me take a look. And you have Drunken Head Idle Fix. Do you have We Don't Float? We Don't Float is a requirement for TPOS2. It's not going to crash your game, but it is needed for the bodies in the dead marshes. I'm looking to see what else there might be here. Mod list. Um, TPOS2. Got the Drunken Fix. The Drunken Fix needs to go above TPOS2. There's some things on here. Let's see. Put the music overhaul above alternate start. which I think it is over here in your plugins, Witcher Music. It should have a plugin. I'm assuming it's this. Because you literally have TPOS2 here at the bottom. Okay. Your plugins list looks fine. Now, like I said before, make sure Cloaks ESP is above Dawnguard ESP. You're also going to want to run, which I know you haven't done yet, Quinn's Patcher, because you are missing patch. So when you run loot, it should tell you which ones you need. Yeah, I'll show you real quick uh, what it is. Oh wow, I can't type. So just type in QWI, QUASIPC, Quasi PC, Quinn's Unified Automated Self-Installing Patch Compendium. It is one file, one mod to patch them all. Oops. And I still have to update my PC. That's why it's not downloading. Um, so when you run loot and you get your little errors, like you'll see mine here. I'll show you mine if you show me yours, giggity. Um, I know that was lame. That was terrible. So like right off the bat here, um, the unofficial Skyrim patch and complete alchemy and cooking. So on Cryptoper's patch hub, there is a patch for complete alchemy and cooking and unofficial patch. You need this. Okay, it's a consistency patch. Legacy, Legacy has its own, and it's a self-installing patch, meaning it's all in one. It's basically a full mod patch, like Quinn's is basically. Um, the Gray Cowl here for me and Complete Alchemy. Also on the patch hub, there's a patch for these. So I'm gonna have to get this. I'm gonna have to get this. Uh, I am not gonna clean Jace's swords because you just don't go, you know, blindly cleaning mods even if you get this up here, unless you absolutely know what needs to be cleaned. All right. Weapons, armor, clothing, and clutter. I'm definitely gonna see. This is Quinn's right here. Now this Quinn's is gonna patch for a lot of things for me, right? Yep. Cloaks of Skyrim again in Quinn's. Uh, Immersive Sounds Compendium and Cutting Room Floor. There's a patch in Quinn's. So when I have Quinn's up, it's gonna recognize all of these that have this nice little, See, the mod itself is good. It should be fine, but you always want to make, if there is a patch available, make sure you have it. Make sure it's below the lowest mod that it's patching for. What else do I have that I'm going to need? Dark End, I'm not cleaning this. Ordinator is going to have, I need the modern brawl bug fix is included with Ordinator. So if you want to add it a second time and place it lower, you can do that. This one's safe to do. You're going to see this on all of FNIS mods, by the way. This modern brawl bug fix. I think there's all but one of his mods. You're going to see the brawl bug fix that is going to be needed. And then sometimes even when you have it installed, it's still going to say it. Don't know why. It just is. But you can see here with Ordinator, CACO, you can find the patch on the patch hub. Same thing for weapons, armor, clothing, clutter fixes with Ordinator on the patch hub. So that's separate from Quinn's. Okay, see how Andromeda doesn't have anything else, but it just says Modern Brug Ball Fix is included. So it's included with his mods, but like I said, if you want it, it's actually a separate mod. You can grab it, place it below. Winter Sun, Complete Alchemy Cooking. Yep, there's on the patch hub. Now, when you go to the patch hub, occasionally one of these uh, messages you're going to see in loot, this may no longer exist. So you're going to have to be a little diligent about what you run. And if you run into a couple Like say you run into one mod that needs like 3 patches, or it's 2 mods that require patching with a third mod, and one of them's not available, I'd kind of shy away from doing that because unless you're fully patching everything, uh, right at the bottom, Red. Yeah, they're patches, so you could hand place them in if you want to. Each one, place it below the lowest mod. I keep them in Bash right at the bottom. Let me show you what I'm talking about. They will see how amulets here shows up as all ESLs. That's how Quinn's is going to show up. They're not going to be plugins. They're going to be light plugins, ESL files. So they won't go against your total active total ESPs. All right, mine's only at 141. Uh, but you can keep them all at the bottom. Like I said, you're going to put them. What category do I actually load them in? General patches here, 41. So that'd be Quinn's, Legacy, and then anything from the patch hub. Now with the patch hub, you're gonna want to move them up and down. I like to specifically place those where they need to be under the lowest mod they patch for. I don't just keep them all at the bottom. Legacy I do because they're all bunched up, and Quinn's I do because you don't really need to. As long as they're at the bottom, you're fine. Even under alternate start, you're fine. Patches under alt start is perfectly safe. You put it at the bottom too. Okay. You're at 232 mil. Nice. 232 before patches. I'm assuming. You're at 232 plugins. Oh, so you have. Is that before or after your patches? How many mods are you running? No, you're all finished. So you have 243 mods. How many plugin? Wait, you have how many? You have 232 plugins. So you're not running any texture mods. So let me show you the difference. I have 376 active mods. That's this pane here. This is my mod list. I have 175 total plugins, but my ESP count is only 141. All plugins is 175. ESPs is 141. Did every single mod you have had a plugin? Holy hell. You might want to look into making some of those ESLs. Nordic Guide and Yash and all the other ones. Here, I'll show you. I'll give you an example. Let me just get up to something that may have it. Oh boy. Let me find something up top here. Alright, we'll go to user interface. This may or may not have one or two. The unofficial high definition. Alright, so where it says ESP Lite, it means it's an ESP, but you can make it a light plugin. Right? Let me see if I can. I don't want to do the compacted ones because I'll just confuse the shit out of you guys. Same thing here with Donkard. Alright. There are older mods, so I don't want to have to convert them. Damn it. Failing here. Compacted. Where in Oblivion am I? Okay. Why are you playing on PC without texture mods, Mel? That's the whole point. You can uncheck whatever you want. It's not gonna affect it. Just don't start your game. Oh, I mean, you can start your game. You'll either CTD or you'll definitely get the little error saying X mod is missing. But don't save afterwards or you'll corrupt it. Or you run the risk of corrupting it. So here's how you make an ESP into a light. So I'm going to use Where in Oblivion am I as an example, right? Oh, I still can't do that. I have to update my PC. All right. I'm going to manually download this mod.
What?
All right. So let me close out some things I have open. So where in Oblivion am I? I'm going to put this on my desktop because I'm not doing this the conventional way. Okay. It's zipped up as an archive. So I'm going to add where in Oblivion am I? Because I have this directed at my desktop here. There it is. All right. So I'm going to open it. I'm going to make sure. Oh, it looks good. So it's awesome. Cool. All right. We're going to activate it here for the hell of it. So when I go to my plugins tab, right at the bottom, you'll see player cell location info, ESP. But the guide, and like I said, don't follow the guide as gospel. But the things that it tells you you could turn into a light plugin to save a plugin slot, you can. Okay. So I'm just doing this for the sake of doing this for you. Player cell location. So that's where in Oblivion am I? Normally it's an ESP. It is priority 175. Um, what you need to do is you have to run SSE edit or X edit. SSE edit, right? It's going to do its thing. It's going to select all the mods for you. You're going to have to deselect them. Okay, see how they're all checked? Right click, select none. So they all go away. Now this mod's going to be all the way at the bottom, right? You're going to select it, okay? And only that one mod. Hit OK. This is going to load. This is going to do its thing. My phone must be... Is Discord going off? My phone is going off like crazy. Ah, Mr. B got to eat dinner. I was trying to eat dinner. That didn't happen yet. I will. I just made a sandwich. Or, well, sit next to me. What is called? I don't know. What is called? No. Oh. Alright, Loki. Thank you. I'm going to get to it in between streams. This is the last thing I'm going to do with this one because I am really hungry. My stomach's been grumbling. Alright. So to make an ESL, like I said, we're using what the hell is the name of the mod? Where in Oblivion am I? Okay. We're using where is it? This mod here because it says ESP Lite, which means it comes as an ESP format. You can make it into a Lite plugin. I have it downloaded. It is opened in SSE Edit. You're going to expand. You're going to click on File Header. You're going to come over here to where it says, see where it says Record, Flags, and there's nothing in this little space right here. If you click on this with the left mouse once, or alternately you could just right click, hit Edit. It's going to give you this little warning saying you're about to edit a module. Select Yes, I'm absolutely sure. See how it says ESL? That's a light plugin. Check that box. Hit OK. Close it down. You're going to save it. See it right here? Now it says ESP. Don't worry about that. It's saved. Backup plugins are also saved. So I'm going to get a little warning in MO2. Alright. Now, There it is. And the right hand pane. Priority 175, but it's an ESL. And now I have a little warning because I got the backup in my overwrite. There's the backup. And player cell location info, which is where in Oblivion am I? Ooh, and we want to delete that. Sorry. Get rid of that stuff. You don't need it. Cool. That's how you make it in an ESL. And that takes, hopefully that will lower the number, because the more ESPs that you have active, the harder your machine is going to struggle to load the game. Yeah, I wish I could take control of everybody's computer, because I could whip this up in like if you have a load order like my size, I could probably do it in about 20 minutes. Straighten everything out, make sure all the patches are there, and have you crash free for the most part. The game's still going to crash itself, but you'll have a stable game. I wish I could. Well, there's a program. I know that's what John Rose used to use that to take control of my PC when I was setting programs up when I first built it, like stuff that he knew I would have needed, like main programs that I didn't even know about. And like when he was showing me some things, especially with Mod Organizer, because like I said, I've never used Nexus Mod Manager and I've never used Vortex. I went right to MO2. I learned on this. So for me to look at Vortex is very foreign to me. And that's why I linked the video from Divine Debella in our Discord, because she's really 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 good at Vortex and doing tutorials for it. Let me see if I can pull that up. I think I Where do I have it linked? PC mod discussion maybe? PC load order? Yeah, right there. So if you guys are on Vortex, I linked her. She said she's going to be doing more tutorials and things specifically for Vortex users. And I know we have a couple. I know definitely Sonar uses Vortex. I was going to, but I was convinced otherwise, and I'm happy with MO2. MO2's been really good for me personally. It's easy to use now. I still run into the odd thing where I scratch my head, but for the most part, I can navigate everything fine. Yeah, I'll be honest, Mel. Like if you're, like I said, the Nordic guide is still considered outdated, but I still use it. Right? Let's go back up. Nordic Skyrim, yet another guide to modding your Skyrim Special Edition. Um, March of last year. The original update was November 17, 2017. So March of last year, and it was really, if you want to check the change logs, you could see what was added to the guide. But this is like, it's really added just a list of mods. That's for the most part. To follow the guide itself, um, I don't recommend following any guide to a T. Otherwise, you're going to have a game that looks just like a lot of other people's. That's why I don't follow Cinotar's guide. That's why I don't follow the Lexi guide. That's why I don't follow the Yash guide. And Northern uh, or Nordic to a T, I always add my own stuff in. Nah, not my mods, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. I add a bunch of different stuff. As far as the load order or order that you're downloading, um, I will follow this, but there are certain categories that I move around. So, yeah, I heard Vortex wasn't that bad either, Mr. B. I know Sonar likes it. It like if like I s what I mean by if I look at it, and I had to watch DeBella's video twice because a lot like just the interface looks very foreign to me, and that's just coming from like about a year staring at Mod Organizer 2. That's the only reason. So yeah, like I said, I know almost nothing about it aside from what I've seen in Gopher's videos and hers. But even Gopher uses Mod Organizer too, so he used Nexus Mod Manager for a long time, and I know he used Vortex for a little bit, but all the other videos that you see him do, it's all MO2. 70. So Loki, you're on the other end of that. 72 mods and 75 plugins because what race menu has two ESP files. There's got to be something else that has a couple, or one other one. You want that to be less. You want to have. Sorry, headset. Yeah, you'd want that to be more mods but less plugins. That should be the goal. Wait, here, let me pull this up here. It's 377. You want this number to be high. You want this number over here to be lower. And it's just for game stability reasons. The game still has to, even though like with Mod Organizer, it's loading it from your virtual folder. It still has to load these plugins in, and then it still has to search for like through your mod list for your textures and things that don't have a plugin or a master or a light plugin. So the more of these that it sees, the harder it struggles sometimes. That's where like the bash patch merges, um, things like that exist. Aside from like generally just being handy tools. So, but yeah, I always wondered about that, Mel. How you're using the little ghost. Like so what exactly does it do? Does it like Well, I've seen the thing. The thing's the size of my mouse. It's tiny. How much was it out of curiosity?
Mommy, what are you doing?
140? That's not bad. Yeah, no, I gotta eat. I'm gonna like I said, I'll close the stream. I'm gonna eat. I got a couple papers to fill out and then I'll come back in because I really need to finish setting mine up. I've been well, obviously last night, yay, got to watch the entire stream from Couch where it was a freaking amazing episode, by the way. And I know it's up on YouTube, so if you guys are interested, he's got it up on his YouTube channel. Awesome episode, start to finish. Let me delete this. I don't want Weird Oblivion. Am I? Get that out of here. Remove. Get off my Kool-Aid. Delete. So yeah, that's about it. All right. Yeah, gonna go have dinner. I'll be back on, guys. I'll be back in a little while. So, and I don't know, Soner, maybe we'll be able to help you fix, because like I think you're the only person I know that's getting that issue with SKSE on MO2. Something's got to be wonky. I'm still determined to figure that out. I'm determined to figure that out. Maybe we will. I don't know. I really want to get through this load order though, because I'm almost done. I know it says 376 active mods, but if you look at the bottom categories here, well, children's probably going to be TK Kids, I think it was Loki. Who was it? It was Strudel that brought that to my attention because I was using rustic children before that. I think that was Strudel that said TK kids. Um, Animals and creatures. So I didn't even get through my creature and texture mods yet. My effects and textures. There are more lesser game changes. There are more load order sensitive mods. My animations are basically done. I think this category is good. But then my lighting. So this would be normally ELFX and uh, ENB light. Ooh, excuse me, all those mods. Then my patches. Then my logic. I don't believe I have anything else that I'm going to be doing. So that's it. So I'm going to eat. I will see you guys in probably, let's see, what time is it now? 7 p.m. for me almost. 7, maybe an hour. Yeah, maybe about an hour. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.